Good morning. I'm Lisa Barbie. I'm your worship associate this morning, and my pronouns are she and her. I am pleased to welcome you to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Huntington, and hello to those of you who are watching us on Zoom now or later on YouTube. I'd like to extend a special welcome today to those of you who are newcomers and visitors. And if you are new to our congregation and want to speak with someone to learn more about us, please visit the welcome table in the social hall through those red doors after the service, or talk to somebody who greeted you on the way in. And know that whoever you are, whomever you love, and wherever you are on your life's journey, you are welcome here.
Before I call us to worship, I will share some important news with you. The UUFH March Madness results from the third round, we're going into the semifinal round, we're going into the finals now. So going into the final round, are you ready? It will be the Grow to Give Garden, which trounced the art gallery 3-0. Going up against Lighting the Chalice, which beat out Potluck Sundays 2-1. Vote early and vote often this week, and pick your favorite. Next week we'll discover what is the most UUFH thing this year. Come, beloveds, enter into this space made holy by our presence, enter into this hour made holy by our intention. Enter in and bring your dreams. Enter in and bring your sense of play. Enter in and let us worship together.
This morning, Lily will light our chalice. The flaming chalice is the symbol of Unitarian Universalism. We kindle the flame of our faith in the cup of our covenant as we enter into worship together. Today I'm sharing an excerpt from We Should All Be Feminists by Shimananda Ngozi Adichie. Some people ask, why the word feminist? Why not just say you are a believer in human rights or something like that? Because that would be dishonest. Feminism is, of course, part of human rights in general. But to choose to use the vague expression human rights is to deny the specific and particular problem of gender. It would be a way of pretending that it was not women who have, for centuries, been excluded. It would be a way of denying that the problem of gender targets women, that the problem was not about being human, but specifically about being a female human. For centuries, the world divided human beings into two groups and then proceeded to exclude and oppress one group. It is only fair that the solution to the problem acknowledge that. Thank you, Lily. I invite you now to rise in body or spirit and join in singing the first hymn, number 361, Enter, Rejoice, and Come In. It's in the gray hymnal for those of you who aren't familiar with it. And we're going to sing this through all together one time, and then we will sing it as a round 3 more times.
Oh,
invite you to join in speaking our UUFH mission together. The words are on the screen. In religious community, we nurture our individual spirits through caring for one another and helping to heal the world. You are invited to light a candle for something deep in your heart at this time. Cindy, today's pastoral care associate, will join us at the front and has a basket of cards for joys and concerns you'd like shared with the congregation. Please be mindful to only share your own news, share with permission, or to share without names. The pastoral associate also has blank cards and pens if you'd like to write something now. As the music plays, I invite you to come forward or go to the candle table in the back.
Friends, we have a few prayers of sorrow and thanksgiving today. Bernard Klein shares today for the memory of my beloved uncle. Oh, sorry, Bernard Klein is, let me try that again. For the memory of my beloved uncle, Bernard Klein. For those being illegally deported. And friends, we hope that all thanksgivings, all joys will lift our hearts, even if only a little bit, and we give thanks today for Prue's brother who had a successful transplant. Yes. We pray in many different ways. We understand prayer in many different ways. Some of us pray prayers that were taught as children. Some of us pray to a deity that is defined in our minds. Some of us pray to something beyond ourselves that we can't define. Some of us send good thoughts to the universe. Some of us meditate. And sometimes some of us just say these things out loud to remind ourselves of the work we still need to do. However you understand prayer, will you join me? Spirit of life and love, known to us in so many ways, by so many names, by no name and beyond all naming. We come together in community because community gives us strength. We come together because this is how we can share one another's burdens, and this is how we can celebrate with one another and lift all our hearts. Hear our prayers, even those that remain deep within the recesses of our hearts. Remind us that we must always seek community, that we are not alone on this journey, that together we will build the beloved community. We pray in all that is holy. Amen. I invite you to join now in singing hymn number 123, Spirit of Life. The words are on the screen. It is Girl Scout Sunday. Did you know there was such a thing? Yes. And we are recognizing all the Girl Scouts here today. And if you're a Girl Scout or a Girl Scout leader, I do invite you to come forward. Parents, understand that your children will be on camera if you come forward. But I do invite the Girl Scouts to come forward now, if there are any Girl Scouts here. Maybe. You don't have to if you don't want to. Yeah. And you've brought your sash. Look at, do you want to show everybody all the badges? Wow, it's two-sided though. You have stuff on both sides. That is impressive. And are you a cadet?
Why are you looking at me? Yes.
Yes, you're a cadet. And are you a Girl Scout? Junior, you're a junior, I'm sorry. You know, it's been a long time since I was a Girl Scout or since my children were Girl Scouts, and I can't remember all the breaks. So we want to honor you today because being a Girl Scout requires a lot of work, right? You have to do a lot of work to earn your badges. And you have a lot of fun, too. I mean, I hope you have a lot of fun. Do you have fun? Yeah, do you have fun? Yeah. Fun. So there are fun things too, but you know, it can really help make us better citizens. And I was wondering if you would help me. I'm going to invite everybody here who is or who ever was a Girl Scout to join in saying the Girl Scout promise. You can cheat because it's up there. So will you help me? Will you help me? So if you were ever a Girl Scout, would you stand up? If you're, I invite you to stand. Look at how many people here were Girl Scouts. Are you ready? Are you ready, Scouts? Here we go. On my honor, I will try to do my duty to God and my country, to serve, and to live. I will try to serve. Did I skip something? On my honor, I will try to serve God and my country, to help people at all times, and to live by the Girl Scout law. It used to be longer. I was saying the old one, right? Thank you very much, and thank you, Girl Scouts. We really appreciate you. Yeah. Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Teachers and students may now go off to their classrooms as we sing. What was I forgetting? It's been that kind of day.
So instead of a reading this morning, we have a clip from the Barbie movie, which was directed and co-written by the Unitarian Universalist Greta Gerwig. At this point in the movie, Barbie has been to the real world and returned to Barbie Land, where Ken has taken over. Barbie has become depressed and feels hopeless. Gloria, played by America Ferrera, is from the real world and delivers this monologue.
It is literally impossible to be a woman. You are so beautiful and so smart, and it kills me that you don't think you're good enough. Like, we have to always be extraordinary. But somehow we're always doing it wrong. Like, you have to be thin, but not too thin. And you can never say you want to be thin. You have to say you want to be healthy, but also you have to be thin. You have to have money, but you can't ask for money, because that's crass. You have to be a boss, but you can't be mean. You have to lead, but you can't squash other people's ideas. You're supposed to love being a mother, but don't talk about your kids all the damn time. You have to be a career woman, but also always be looking out for other people. You have to answer for men's bad behavior, which is insane, but if you point that out, you're accused of complaining. You're supposed to stay pretty for men, but not so pretty that you tempt them too much or that you threaten other women, because you're supposed to be a part of the sisterhood, but always stand out and always be grateful. But never forget that the system is rigged, so find a way to acknowledge that, but also always be grateful. You have to never get old, never be rude, never show off, never be selfish, never fall down, never fail, never show fear, never get out of line. It's too hard, it's too contradictory, and nobody gives you a medal or says thank you. And it turns out, in fact, that not only are you doing everything wrong, but also everything is your fault. I'm just so tired of watching myself and every single other woman tie herself into knots so that people will like us. And if all of that is also true for a doll, just representing a woman, then I don't even know.
Yeah, that was great. In the summer of 2023, there was a magnificent weekend in which 2 important movies came out. And people started calling it Barbenheimer. And these 2 movies were really important. One was a scathing social commentary on American history and contemporary American life, and the other movie was Oppenheimer. I went with my college girlfriends. We go to Albany every summer. No husbands, no children. Just us. And we did the Barbenheimer thing. One day Oppenheimer, one day Barbie. And I was fascinated by the number of people at the theater, parents who thought this was going to be a children's movie. Obviously, they hadn't read up on it. I would take my child, if my children were young. I mean, my children are grown, but I would have been happy to take a child to this movie, but it wasn't what they were expecting. It was looking at the world through the eyes of Barbie. And the imaginary world, the dream world, everything in Barbie is a dream, right? The dream house, the dream car. Through Barbie Land, which is a dream world. And entirely a matriarchy run by Barbie, and Ken's there. But a world run by Barbie, and juxtaposing that against reality. And if you haven't seen it, you're missing something. But that's all right. I hope you'll still get something out of today's service. Now, March is a big month for Barbie. Barbie was born on March 9th, 1959. So she's about 3 years older than I am. Barbie just celebrated her 66th birthday. She's 5 years older than G.I. Joe, by the way. Now, I don't believe that there are girls' toys and boys' toys. First of all, the binary is a social construct and biologically incorrect. I was raised with dolls, including a Barbie, or a few Barbies, and also electric trains and Matchbox cars, because my father played with me the way he knew how to play. I had the best electric trains in my building, and I also had the best Matchbox car collection in my building. And the only Rolls Royce I have ever owned was a Matchbox car. And I got my first Barbie when I was about 5 or 6. So she was already a few years old, 6 or 7 years old, and she was a hand-me-down, I think, from one of my mother's students. So I got the whole box. Do you remember some of us, the old Barbie boxes? They were big, and they had like the closet in there, and it opened up, and a place for the dolls and a place for the clothes, and I got this Barbie doll, or maybe 2, and a bunch of clothes, and I loved it. My mother wasn't so sure. But let me tell you about how my understanding of Barbie has changed over the years, and how the movie helped change my idea about her as well. My mother wasn't in love with me playing with a Barbie doll because she had shape. I mean, my baby dolls had shape, but it was more like a potato shape, right? Barbie dolls have a bust. As if I couldn't see that on live women near me, right? Like walking around. It was the 60s. Barbie had a bust. No genitals, but a bust. And my mother wasn't at all sure that she liked me playing with a doll that was called a fashion doll, that was all about just fashion, although she never had a problem with me playing with baby dolls. And here's where the movie starts. The movie, narrated by Helen Mirren, who is brilliant, tells us that before Barbie, the only dolls that girls had, because I don't think there are girls and boys' toys, but in that generation, people separated toys into boys and girls, right? The toys that little girls had, the dolls that we had, were baby dolls. And so we could pretend being a mommy, which is fine. I personally love being a mother, but it is not the only thing to be in the world. I remember in elementary school, people talking about what they wanted to be when we grew up. And the boys would say things like fireman, pilot, fireman, train engineer, fireman. And the girls would say things like mommy, 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 maybe secretary or nurse, mommy. How limiting. How extraordinarily limiting. And then, on March 9th, 1959, along comes Barbie. And the first Barbie was chic. Ooh. She was tall and straight. She didn't bend much. Straight arms, straight legs. And she wore, who remembers what she wore? Anybody know? A black and white striped, strapless swimsuit with high heels. She had blonde hair pulled back and a curly bangs in the front. Now, if any of you are fans of RuPaul's Drag Race, in an episode just a few weeks ago, one of the drag queens came out as original Barbie. It was fabulous. And she had a clip with those bangs on the front of her head, made the whole thing. But I digress. So at first, Barbie was all fashion, but Barbie has been in every profession. You can get veterinarian Barbie, physician Barbie, pilot Barbie. There was a limited edition Air Force Barbie. I'm sorry I didn't get it at the time. Engineer Barbie, road worker Barbie, you name it, teacher Barbie. There's a Barbie for it, or you can create a Barbie for it. Things that you can do with Barbie dolls that you can't really do with a baby doll. Because no matter how hard you try, a baby just doesn't really look like an astrophysicist. And so it was probably all of these different Barbies that helped us to get creative and do our own things with Barbie. And I mentioned March was an important month for Barbie. Some of you might know little Pastor Madeline, who has her own little flaming chalice. I'm just going to put her over here. Little Pastor Madeline was a creation of a friend of mine who made a whole bunch of these for her sister minister friends. And when I say sister minister, by the way, friends, I do not subscribe to the binary. Trans women are women. Yeah? And non-binary folks who present as women and who wish to be seen as women may also be counted among women, if they wish themselves to be. So she made a bunch of these little, these Barbies for her sister minister friends and customized them. She came with a whole shoebox full of, she came with the flaming chalice. She has a dress for the Ren Fair. She's got her big Bible with her because she's ready today for Bible study at noon, and if you haven't joined yet, you're welcome to join us. She came with all this stuff and stoles in all the liturgical colors, each liturgical season, and so did all the others, and they were each customized to each person. I think she might have gotten the idea from Episcopal priest Barbie. Has anybody seen Episcopal priest? This is just a very nerdy clergy thing. You can find her on Facebook, probably still. A woman, and I was still in seminary so 15 years ago at least, I remember seeing this, that a woman probably in California, I don't know where she is, she made Episcopal priest Barbie, and she sewed all the different things. She decided, there's no reason that just because you're a priest, you can't be fashionable. And she has the cassock with the 39 buttons. Episcopal priests have 39 buttons on their cassock. She has the special hat that I forget what it's called. She has a Bible. She has, and the woman who created her says she has a Bible with almost all the words in it, and all the trappings of being an Episcopal priest. And she's Reverend Barbie, who serves Saint Barbara in Malibu by the sea, because, Barbie lives where? Malibu, yeah. So my friend might have gotten the idea from that. So it's fitting that we do this service today in March, because my friend, this happened in March. She did it in March and posted a picture online of all of them together before she gave them to us individually. Right? So it's fitting that we do this service today, and I'd like to thank Worship Associate Barbie for her help with this service, and also, musician Barbie for the excellent music this morning. Now, one of the criticisms that Barbie has received over the years, and in the clip we saw, America Ferrara did a fabulous job as Gloria giving voice to all of this, is that Barbie has often represented an unattainable ideal. If we took the measurements of a Barbie doll and created her as an actual human, she'd have serious back problems and she might not be able to stand, and she'd be 7 feet tall with a microscopic waist, right? This ideal has hurt a lot of women, and yet I don't think we can put it all on Barbie. Look at magazines, look at television, look at social media now. With all the filters and right? There's no way people look like what people put out online very often. In fact, the retailer Victoria's Secret got in trouble several years ago. I mean, not legal trouble, but, was called out for retouching photos and making already reed-thin women even thinner. They looked like skeletons carrying underwear on the runway, almost, right? And they've gotten better. They've stopped doing that. Friends, I was walking in a mall the other day, and my daughter and I passed a Victoria's Secret, and you will not believe, but there was a normal-sized mannequin in the window of Victoria's Secret. They had originally claimed that, yes, but they were doing this because it represents the male ideal. Well, dang it, friends, I am tired of doing everything in my life to please men. I went into the ministry not because some man thought it would be good, but because I had a calling from God. I know you don't all believe in God, but I do, and I believe that's where my calling came from. And God, my friends, is not an old white man. In fact, let me digress just a little bit, but we can learn from Genesis that God is quite clearly non-binary. Elohim being the Hebrew for God, being a plural word. Ooh, yeah. When I dress, it's not for the male gaze. But we are conditioned. That doesn't mean I don't like to look nice. I do like to look nice. I do it for me. But we are conditioned to believe that women must serve men. But I'm willing to put aside Barbie's unrealistic proportions in order to empower young girls to believe that they can be whatever they set their minds on being. If you can see it, you can be it. If you can't see it, you don't know that it's an option for you. So I don't care that Barbie has perfect teeth and gorgeous hair and has never had a pimple and has a teeny tiny waist, because if veterinarian Barbie encourages one little girl to study and go to veterinary school, hooray. Now, in the movie, Barbie is in every profession. Barbie Land has a Barbie for president, and the Supreme Court is 9 Barbies. Ruth Bader Ginsburg was once asked how many women on the Supreme Court would be enough. Her answer was 9. I agree. And Barbie goes off to the real world, and Ken hitches a ride with her because in a flip of how reality has often been for women, Ken has no identity except for with Barbie. And he gets in the car with her, and they go off. Now, you have to go through a car, and it's like every vehicle Barbie has ever had. And in the car, on the radio, Closer to Fine is always playing. I went to the doctor, I went to the mountains, I looked to the children, I drank from the fountains. There's more than one answer to these questions, pointing me in a crooked line. And the less I seek my source for some definitive, closer I am to find. Closer I am to find. If you know this song, when we sing it again, you're going to sing it with me, right? I love that that's on the radio, because you have to know that the Indigo Girls are lesbian icons, right? Like in the way that Judy Garland is a gay icon, right? And so there are all these layers in the movie, but they go to the real world, and Ken's in the car with her, and what does Ken discover in the real world? Oh, friends, toxic masculinity. He discovers this, and he walks into a hospital and decides he wants to be a doctor. Let me be a surgeon, let me operate. No, but I'm a man. No. It's an absurd extreme, and yet how many times have we come across toxic men who believe that because they are men, they are automatically superior to women? Or people who, because they are white, are automatically superior to anybody who is not white. Or because they are nominally Christian, I'm going to say, they are superior to everyone who isn't Christian, including real Christians. But that's a whole other sermon. Okay. He goes back to Barbie land before Barbie does. Barbie's seeking out Gloria. And when she gets back to Barbie land, Ken has turned it into a toxic masculine nightmare. He's taken over Barbie's dream house and turned it into a Mojo Dojo Casa house. Does anybody remember that? The Mojo Dojo Casa house, yes. And that's when we get to the clip. Barbie has just, she's so depressed, she doesn't know what to do because she thought the real world was going to be like Barbie land. In fact, in the real world, she comes across some construction workers, and she's, first of all, puzzled that they're all men. But then they catcall her, and she just, like, there's cognitive dissonance here. And it takes Weird Barbie. If you haven't seen the movie Weird Barbie, and everybody has had a Weird Barbie who has had Barbie dolls. Weird Barbie is the Barbie that got colored on and got her hair cut, and that, all the things that kids do to dolls, and then the parents come in and say, "What did you do?" Right? So it takes the work of Weird Barbie and Gloria, the person who's been playing with this very Barbie. Stereotypical Barbie is the one, played by Margot Robbie. And all their work to help Barbie come out of that community. That's one of the things I mentioned in our prayer this morning, community. It takes a community. This wasn't something she was going to be able to come out of on her own. It took the community to get her to a place where she could work to make her world a better place. Well, they had to, all the other Barbies that had stayed in Barbie land, they got kind of brainwashed. They were just serving all the Kens. And so they had to come up with a plan, and they did. And one by one, it was relational. Wow, that's like how the real world works. It was relational, but one by one, they brought all the Barbies back. And then they confronted the Kens. And in the end, what did they do? Did they throw the Kens out of Barbie land? No. Did they punish the Kens? No. They built beloved community together so that Barbie land was better. In the end, Barbie chooses to go to the real world and be real. It's her choice. And I'm going to invite you, I know there are some Barbies here today. Did you bring a Barbie? If you brought a Barbie, I invite you to bring your Barbie forward and put your Barbie up here before we close out today. And then we're going to, I see a couple Barbies back there. We have, I think, engineer Barbie, road engineer, construction Barbie. And Misty Copeland. There is nothing wrong, friends, with being a secretary, a ballerina, or a mommy and a stay-at-home mommy if that's what you choose to do. But these are not the only options open to you. I'm going to sit them up here so you can see construction Barbie. Here's Misty Copeland ready to dance. Can I sit her down? Maybe. No. So whether you're choosing to stay in Barbie land or go into the real world, fully empowered, ready to claim your own existence, doing things for yourself, not because society expects you to bow down to a whole other class of person. You ready to do this with me? Then we have to get in the car and sing. I went to the doctor, I went to the mountains, I looked to the children, I drank from the fountains. There's more than one answer to these questions, pointing me in a crooked line. Unless I seek my source for some definitive, closer I am to find, yeah. Closer I am to find, yeah, sing that again. Closer I am to find, I can't hear you. Closer I am to find, yeah. Very good. Beloveds, live your dreams. Namaste.
Seems like a weird transition, but each week we give an offering for our split plate program. That means that undesignated donations are split between the fellowship and our charity of the month unless you indicate otherwise. And this month our split plate is for Flaming Chalice International, which was set up to support refugees after Reverend Mubutswa and half of his congregation needed to leave Burundi because of political violence. Flaming Chalice has supported education, small businesses, and livelihoods for refugees in East Africa. It later extended its work in Burundi to supporting women and young people as they develop income-generating activities. Flaming Chalice International now has a project named Brilliant Minds Support. It was able to support 100 families with children in Burundi in 2024 with school supplies, uniforms, shoes, and other items needed at school, and has a current goal of supporting 200. Some families also need support for income-generating activities so that when children come home from school, there is food on the table. About $250 is required for each family that is supported. Ushers will now be passing baskets while Isabella plays. You can also send a check to the office or donate through the website, Zelle, or PayPal. And thank you all for the support you give, both within and beyond our walls.
Thank you. Will you join me in dedicating the offering? The words are on the screen. To the work of our faith, which is weaving a tapestry of love and action, we dedicate our lives, and these are offerings. Amen. Thank you. Now, do we have a song leader this morning? Okay, I'll be the... He's out on safety. Our song leader is out on safety this morning. No worries. Our closing hymn today is number 368, Now Let Us Sing. And it goes in two parts. There's an upper part and a lower part. So we'll work through it first. I'll teach it to you. We can do that, right? So, now let us sing, 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 sing. Now let us sing, 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 sing. Lift your voice, be not afraid. Now let us sing to the power of the faith within. Let's try that low part one more time. Now let us sing, 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 sing. Now let us sing, 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 sing. Now let us voice, be not afraid. Now let us sing to the power of the faith within. Okay, now let's learn the upper part, and then you choose which part you're going to sing. Sing to the power of the faith within. Sing to the power of the faith within. Lift up your voice, be not afraid. Sing to the power of the faith within. You want to try that one more time too? Okay. Sing to the power of the faith within. Sing to the power of the faith within. Lift up your voice, be not afraid. Sing to the power of the faith within. Okay, so I invite you to rise in body or spirit, and are we ready to try this all together? Who's going to sing the low part? Raise your hand if you're going to sing the low part. We got a few folks. Who's going to sing the high part? Okay. Okay, we're ready to go. Now let us sing to the power of the faith within. Let's see. Not bad, friends, not bad. Just stay up. You can stay up, stay up, stay up. Beloveds, how about if I get my paper in order first? Beloveds, go in peace, go in love, go and follow your dreams, go always in the footsteps of the holy. Amen. And now we extinguish our chalice flame. For our worship has ended, and our service begins.
Thank you, Isabella. And thank you to Pastor Madeline. You know, she's in the back if you'd like to greet her and chat after the service, and on your way in to get coffee. And I will mention that if you like drinking coffee here, you might want to volunteer to make some coffee here. But at least thank the folks who have made some for you today. I have a few announcements. There is a bylaws forum today at noon right in this room. Laura Otten, our president, is leading it. The bylaws are the foundation of our fellowship and are only changed through congregational votes. So the team is here to present the proposals and they want to hear from you as well. If you aren't able to make it today, there will be a meeting on Zoom on Tuesday night as well, and the link is in the flash, our weekly e-newsletter. You may have noticed that our Little Red Wagon food drive is overflowing with food, which is a wonderful thing. Our RE student, Luke Dinsman, has been leading a food collection for the Huntington Food Council this month, and there's a little bit of a competition with the RE classes, and I will say that right now the high school class is in first place, so I think all the other classes need to maybe, I don't know, step up their donations. I'm not involved, I'm just saying. And also, we can help by remembering every Sunday to bring food as well. It's easy to do. Just stick it in your car and make sure you contribute, because right now times are tough and people in our community could use the extra food. The Klein family would like to invite the fellowship to longtime member Mark Klein's Celebration of Life service here next Saturday, March 29 at 11 a.m. Mark served as chair of the Fellowship Social Action Group and led the group in numerous bus trips to Washington, D.C. for anti-war protests. And he is survived by his wife, Dottie Klein, and children as well. We also have some good news, which is that right now you can start bidding. The auction is live. There is a lot to bid on, so don't miss out. Remember, sometimes it is the earliest bid that wins, so don't procrastinate. You can actually bid as soon as you leave this place this morning. So if you need any help getting onto the auction site, you can see the auction committee in the social hall. Raise your hands. My goodness, we have quite a lot of you. Bid early, bid often. And if you don't already get our weekly e-newsletter, The Flash, every Thursday, please sign up on our website. Have a good day. Enjoy spring.